What's up, YouTube? It's me, Kenny, also known as Unruly. And as you can tell, I got back from watching, what is that movie called? Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. And I'm here to do a review. And you may be thinking to yourself, well, hey, this guy's a super Harry Potter nerd. He's probably going to love the movie, or probably, just going to be super biased. And to be honest, I loved it. I mean, I thought it was cool. I think it's like an unbiased opinion. I mean, it's a cool film. It's because it's a different world. And the thing too is nowadays, after Star Wars, the prequels and stuff like that, we learn to be like, hell, movies sucked. I mean, especially if it's a return to like that world. And it was a fun. I loved it because it was a return to that wizarding world. And but through you get to see it through America, and it's really cool to be back in that world. And but about me, like I wasn't that much of a Harry Potter fan growing up. I didn't read the books till later on. I saw the movies and I said, oh, okay, kind of cool. I don't get what all the craze is about. The movies are cool. I kind of get it. And it wasn't until the Deathly Hallows was going to come out, and I said, you know what? I'm going to read Deathly Hallows, because I kind of know about it because I watched the movies. And I read the book, and I was like, yo, this was amazing. And then I saw the film, and the film was great. Deathly Hallows was good because they did it into two films. And so they got a lot of the stuff that was in the books in the films. So they did a good job. And then I was like, man, this book was amazing. Let me go back and read the other books. So it was kind of like going back and, like all of a sudden Harry Potter is a prequel now. And then once I read all the books, I was like, yo, it's so cool. And the movies got better. But as a person who didn't see the movies first, who didn't read the books first, I was just like, oh, okay, this is kind of cool. It wasn't until I read the books until, Man, I love Harry Potter. And the thing that can't be said for Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, because the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them is a kind of tiny book, and it's just more about like, hey, you could find this googly monster in Googly Island, and this is what it does. It's more of just kind of like a little dictionary. It's kind of like Quidditch Through the Ages. Just tells you about the lore and stuff like that. But the movie was great, man. It was a lot of fun. It's so cool to see, man, what's the wizarding world like in America? It's kind of like, J.K. Rowling just kind of just wrote some more backstory, and if you are a fan of the series, then you kind of know you don't know what's going on, but you kind of understand some of the plot that's happening in the background because you've heard some of those names before. You've heard some of the new baddie. You've heard of Grindelwald, and you've heard that name. You're like, whoa, and it's cool because there's a lot of Easter eggs in the film. So if you're a Harry Potter fan, you're gonna like it. If you're not a Harry Potter fan, then I think you will like it. And the test is when I go to the movies and I go with Simmons, who doesn't really know what's up with all this Harry Potter stuff, but he's kind of curious about it. We'll see. But I guarantee you that he'll like the film. Now, for me, I think my whole favorite part of the film, and which made the film, it was just so cool, and it's going to be this guy right here, Jacob. This guy made the movie. This was amazing. This guy's role and the world that he got into, it's really cool because he plays a no-mage, but then it's like, oh well, we call them Muggles, and you really feel like this guy because he just all of a sudden gets thrown into this magical world head first, and you end up really cheering for the guy, sympathizing with him, and at the end, you really feel like you're this dude. You really feel like you're Jacob, man. He goes in and he just gets introduced, like that, and man, his acting was on par. Like his character work was just so great, and you end up feeling just like Jacob in the movie. He's going in all these magical places, and he's looking with wonderment, and he's such a nice and charismatic guy. You're just like, wow. What he's done is give to no other character. Like in the Harry Potter world, you don't really look at the Muggles. Like you don't really sympathize for them. They're just kind of in the background. And in this movie, it really gives like heart to the Muggles, and he gave that heart that you kind of see in some of the other characters, like in the books. And I think he was the best part of the movie. You really like, wow, I'm rooting for this guy. And in a world full of witches and wizards, you know, you don't really go for them. You don't really like, man, I love the Dursleys. And this guy, he knocked it out of the park, man. He had some charisma. You were cheering, and man, you were like, this guy gave you some feels in the movie, and that was great. And another character that was amazing was Queenie. And really cool character. Kind of just reminds you of some of the other characters that you've seen before, but not like throwing it in your face like, oh, this is like this character. But she was just great. She introduced a new part of magic that you didn't really see too much in the books, and so she was really good, man. And spoiler alert, it's not too bad, but you know, there was kind of chemistry between the two characters, and it's like, wow, this is so cool, because there's a lot of rules in America. And you could see, like, oh yeah, America didn't have such a good time with witches and wizards back in the day. And you know, now there's like these segregation laws. But man, the whole time I was like, oh man, these two, I love them. They're just so cool. And the last character that was just awesome was this guy, Credence. I'm not gonna tell you much about him, but the guy was just creepy, and the guy was just so weird. And it was every time you saw him on the screen, you're just like, man, something's off about this guy. This guy, I don't know. He's supposed to be like an anti-witch wizard guy, but he's creepy. He's creeping me out. I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't know if he's like a weird scientist guy or a wizard or what's going on with him. But he's creepy, and he reminds me of what's his face, the Thin Man from Charlie's Angels. What's his name? Crispin Glover. Yeah, man, this is cool. This guy could be Crispin Glover if they ever decide to. Let's hope not. Don't, you know, maybe just to get the idea from this video. If they ever do Back to the Future remake, well, there you go. There's George McFly right there, George McFly Sr. or whatever. Yeah, good shoo-in for that. But overall, the movie was great. It was a great introduction. And, you know, and Newt Scamander, he was cool, he was neat. But man, those three made the movie for me, man. Those three added an element to the Harry Potter universe that has never been done, man. Like, this is the movie where people's like, oh man, what's your favorite character? Oh, this guy right here, who's not a wizard, who's just a kind-hearted, cool guy. And that's something that hasn't been done in the books. Like, I can't even really think of like a non-wizard person that you man, like, man, that guy was cool. Like, I don't even remember. There's the Dursleys. I'm probably forgetting. There's probably someone. There's, you know, there was the Squib, Filch. He didn't like him. He was a fucking jackass. You know, I was like, yeah, I don't like this guy. He's just a mean dude. Someone in the world likes Filch. But anyways, that's my review, man. It's a great movie. It's if you like the Harry Potter universe, you're gonna have a blast with it. If you don't really know too much about the Harry Potter universe, you'll still have a blast. It's gonna be like a whole new story. You don't need to know about the world of Harry Potter to enjoy this movie, but if you do know the world of Harry Potter, it's gonna make you enjoy this movie a little bit more. I had a blast with it. It's really cool. Yeah, I'd love to see it again. I saw it in 3D because I had some friends and we went to see it. The 3D was pretty good. It's pretty good. I would probably rather have watched Doctor Strange in 3D. But overall, man, it's a great movie. You'll have a lot of fun watching it. And you don't have to take my word for it. But all right, guys. See you guys later. And peace.